Mario, like myself, was surprised at around 11 a.m. that the neighborhood trailer just dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But what were your first thoughts? You hadn't seen it. What were your
Um,
first thoughts? And
well,
you
the
can talk.
first
You
thing
can talk.
that
We can talk about everything. I know that
oh
there's
sweet,
things that
all
are
right, cool.
popular. There's things that aren't
All right,
popular.
so the first thing was I saw that the weather changing parks or the Hollywood or not Hollywood, the theme parks you guys added was pretty dope.
Yeah.
The vehicles obviously in the game, um, new vehicles. That's another thing that I saw that we noticed, and there was really just a lot of different like new game plays and mini games and stuff like that that they added, which I think was pretty dope. But I was actually gonna ask you a question, and because I saw the trailer, but we didn't really get to like know too much information about the rec center, and
Yeah.
I was gonna actually gonna ask you about that. Do you know if the rec center is matchmaking?
Oh, that is a good question. I actually don't know top off. I will find out. I'll find out by the end
All
of this.
right, cool.
Dude, they're saying that your microphone is not great. Do you guys hear
Can
annoying
y'all hear me?
pretty
Oh, hold
well?
on. Let me see if I can change my settings on here. Hold on.
No, they say it's better now.
Oh, it's better. All
Okay,
right,
cool.
cool.
All right. See if you can get a little closer to the mic, though. Annoying. I can actually barely hear you.
All right, is
So,
this better?
yeah, that's way better.
All right,
All
cool.
right, is everybody happy with the audio? Everything's good? Cool. Okay, cool. um,
But
yeah,
yeah, back to
I'll find out about the
the
Rex.
matchmaking. Yeah, yeah. I was also gonna ask, do you also know that if you can wear park clothes in the rec center, or is it back to jerseys again?
Well, you saw a little bit of that actually. I don't know if people caught it, but it's coming up right here. There's clothing under the jerseys, like
Oh, okay.
so, like you're wearing like is it hoodies or t-shirts under your jersey? So
Okay,
that's kind
okay.
of new. I don't know if people caught that. There's a lot going on in this trailer, like a lot, and
Yeah, it's a lot. It was a lot of information that it's just a lot of information to take in.
yeah. So we're gonna kind of break it down. We'll try to follow along with the trailer. You got my screen open, right, Mario? We can talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people also saw the obviously Park Rep is back, but the big thing
Yeah.
about Park Rep is trying to understand what the individual rewards were, and
Hmm.
so if you still frame it, you can see a lot of them, but there's a lot of different ones, and there are some park badges that maybe you saw, maybe you didn't, but I can definitely confirm that there are park exclusive badges that come
Right.
with Park Rep as you move along. Um, and so, okay, let's let the trailer run again, and we can talk about a couple things in specific.
Cool.
So you talked about the seasonal stuff, right? Like we
Yep.
start with his trees, and then
We
we're
also saw
getting our
the pro am as
fall.
well.
What's that?
Yeah. The pro am that really caught my eye as well. Like it's kind of like a 3v3 or like
Oh
a park
yeah,
style.
that was
Yeah.
huge, dude. Like so,
Yeah,
three on
yeah.
three pro am. The tough thing about pro am is getting squads of five together, right? So now
Yeah.
you don't need it. You can do your threes
Yeah, I was gonna ask you,
competitive.
is the squad of five still optional or is
Yeah,
it
oh yeah,
just
yeah. You
some
can still do
okay,
five. You
cool.
can still do fives, but we're also allowing you to do threes.
Okay, and what about the tournaments? Do you know if there's gonna be any pro am tournaments this year that's coming up?
Oh, are you talking about like cash prize, like we've
Yeah,
done
like cash
before?
prizes and stuff like that.
We haven't announced anything about tournaments yet, but we are planning uh, a variety of tournaments in different modes. So
Okay.
more news to that to come. Actually, something got leaked about one of those tournaments, but we'll obviously be confirming all the tournaments. I'm actually really excited. You know, obviously the league led to a lot more competitive gaming, but like we're really doing a lot of stuff in terms of like if you're really good at the game, you can enter these tournaments and win. We're gonna have a lot of that this
Yeah.
year, so I think people are really gonna
Nice.
like that. You guys see Halloween scarecrows and a witch flying over. I wonder what people are gonna think that means. There's a
Yep.
Christmas tree with the Christmas presents. Obviously, the snow. Um, are we? I mean, seasonal is one thing, but like holiday is another thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's another thing. Yeah, I'm actually glad you guys added that feature to the motive. It kind of gets us all in the spirit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And when Christmas does come and when Halloween does come, then everybody's actually gonna feel that spirit inside the game. So I feel like that was really dope that you guys added that.
yeah. I mean, people obviously are talking about how the square is pretty similar to last year. The thing about the square that's great though is unlike 2K18 where we made you walk into like like Neptune to get
Mm-hmm.
anywhere. You walk in a very condensed area, and we can build on that area, and that's why you see a lot of variations, a lot of events, a lot of that stuff. There's new
Right.
shops, there's just a lot of new things going on. Obviously, the square thing was a good foundational piece. Like I
Mm-hmm.
actually, I mean, I think that people should be really happy that it's still kind of a square because it keeps everybody kind of in one
In the
area
same
doing
one.
those
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
Because that was a
For
problem with
sure.
18. Like man, everyone was like
Everywhere.
splitting people everywhere.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to get games, but
And then same thing with affiliations, right? Like if you do affiliations, you're splitting people. I've been talking about that for
that's true.
months. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you have affiliations, you're
You're
separating
splitting people
people
up. Hmm.
into different instances of the neighborhood, and that's not good. So
Yeah, I think the most exciting thing about this trailer is that the park rep is coming back. I think that was the more, I think that was the exclamation point on this trailer is
yeah.
that everybody was really excited
So
to
what
know
what were
that
kind of
park rep.
what were your favorite rewards? Either that you saw this year or when we had Park Rep
Oh,
a
and
few years ago.
my favorite awards all time, I would like to say the Tiger. Tiger was
The
probably
Tiger.
the Tiger in
Yes.
2K16. I feel like that was probably the best award you guys ever came up with. Like, and it's the fact that it was a shocker too, and that people didn't really know about it. That's what made it even like better because it was something that caught everybody's eye last minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We
As well as the jetpacks too.
well, for sure we're gonna have some surprises up our sleeve once you get to that uh,
Yep.
legend status, all the obviously elite superstar. There's
Yep.
things that so I was watching the trailer just now, and I guess it's not as zoomed in as it's a little bit more zoomed in than I thought. So people probably don't know all of the rewards that are coming at each level, and we'll probably maybe we'll release that individually later. But I mean, obviously taking going shirtless in the neighborhood. Some of your favorites are still in there. There's new
Yep.
park badges that are in there that are going to get everybody excited. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's like super crazy that is new
Yep.
um, and then you mentioned like the car and the
The
pyramid
vehicles.
and like
Yep.
crazy things like that. There's just a whole lot more going on
I
in
was
terms
actually
of
gonna
that.
ask you, the park community actually wanted me to ask you, is there
Yes.
any information on park leaderboards? Because some people they kind of miss that first, second, and third, and who's in first and stuff like that. Do you know any information about that?
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more in terms of communicating who's dominating in the park. One
Okay.
thing that I'm surprised people didn't ask, and I forgot to ask today, was do you know your win streaks? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
that's one
yeah.
thing that I need to actually get clarity on because that was a big one, and it really annoyed everyone, including me. Like, if you're on a big win streak, unless you're asking somebody in your instance, you don't know. Sophie, stop
Yeah.
speaking it. So and then we've stepped up some of these other things that some people like, which is dodgeball. Now it's dodgeball rodeo, which is pretty cool. There's frisbee golf and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really quick beats clip, which what could that mean going forward?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I
yeah,
was actually gonna ask you as well. The basketball gods. That's one thing that kind of stuck out in the park trailer. What's that about?
yeah, we are doing a lot more events that reward people that are playing
Okay.
those events fully and winning. Like this is
Right.
all about winning. Even that road to 99 thing, replacing that by getting to 95 relatively quickly, and then kind of balancing between 95 and 99 based on how well you play in the park, in career, etc. That's what it's all about, right? Like we want to reward those people who are playing, but a lot, but also playing very well.
Yeah.
Um, and you can't wait. I can't wait for park rep boost events, right? Like we used to
Mm-hmm.
do 2x and 3x and whatever events. So
Right.
we have a lot of cool ideas and events that are coming to that I think people are going to be stoked about. Mascots are back. That was
Mm-hmm.
huge. What about this?
Oh,
What did you think about the big head thing? So it's
the
right
big
here.
top challenge.
Yeah,
Honestly, I feel like that's one of those game modes I'm just gonna have to experience
yeah,
and kind of figure out myself. When I saw it like in the trailer at first glance, I didn't really know what it was about, but
yeah.
it kind of looked cool. But I was just thinking like, yo, it's one of those things that I definitely have to try. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's kind of funny because the way you get that big head is kind of hilarious, and then you're out
Yeah.
there and you're playing, big hit basketball. There's the basketball gods thing that you mentioned. All these events are going to be about new ways to climb to the top of that experience, and then, trying to win all those badges like Core Conqueror and things we've had in the past. But there's a lot more of those this year.
Yeah, I also see that Gold Rush is back in the game, which is stage basically.
Yep.
And I was actually gonna ask you, do you know if stage affects your record this year, and does it also count towards your park rep?
Stage does. I'm pretty sure it counts towards your park rep, especially
Okay.
since it's now folded into an event. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to. So today when the trailer dropped, obviously we weren't expecting it to drop today. We were expecting it to drop tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
We
right?
were going to be collecting feedback, so we haven't had a chance to do that. Obviously, we know the big ones that you guys have, but these questions that Mario's asking are all good ones, and I want to get clarity on all of them, and then I'll probably broadcast again later this week with a lot of these questions. I can answer them. Now
Yeah.
that the
So
smart trailer's out, we can answer a lot more stuff.
yeah, about the custom pie charts. You
Yep.
were mentioning that earlier in I think your last stream.
Yeah.
Do you know how that's actually going to work out as far as like restrictions? Because you clearly can't make a player that's like all everything like high up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No.
do you know how
No
that?
demigods, right?
Yeah, yes. Do you know how that will actually work when the full game actually releases?
Yeah, we are. It's a little bit more custom than it is in the demo. The demo
Okay.
isn't really the perfect one-to-one of what it's going to be in the game.
Hmm.
I was surprised when I played the demo one thing, which was like you pick your pie, you pick your agility, speed, strength, you build your physical attributes, then you
Right.
build your potential ratings, and then it tells you what build you are and like what player you're like. That's not the order it is in the
In the full
game.
game. Okay.
So I and especially with the whole respecking thing and everything, like that's vastly different in 2K20. Now I'm not saying that there's a million archetypes. We've been very honest and said there's 100 archetypes,
Hmm.
but that there'll be a lot more customization than there was in the demo for sure.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Sweet. As far as the
Looking at the trailer today, Mario, what are you like most looking forward to like playing?
honestly, I want to experience the 3v3 pro am. I want to know. I want to know how that works, and I also want to know if
Especially
there's
out on the
if you.
streets too. It's like outdoors.
Yeah, I want to know if you guys have like some type of maybe a award if you play it, or maybe if it's like a tournament or something that I know you guys have something in store for it. So I definitely want to try it out and experience it for sure. Does
That's
pro
really
am
good.
count towards your park rep too? It should, right?
What's that? Yeah. Pro am, yeah, it does for sure.
Okay, cool.
3-on-3 pro am, I think is a massive game changer. It's just going to allow people to play it a lot more, and it's hard to get five together and 3-on-3. But it's still going to be. It's not going to be like the park, meaning it's
Right.
not like you can go squad up and play a little bit looser, not arcadey, but a little bit of a looser game out on the park. In pro am, it's tight. It's we're trying to make that competitive and serious. So,
Yeah.
um, you know, if you want, I think this is what people have wanted for a long time. Like the ability to, it's a three-man squad, but it's
Yeah.
it's competitive
Yeah.
basketball,
It's very
right?
competitive. Is there private matchmaking in that mode as well? Do you know?
Also against like your squad or your threesome versus
Yeah, like
another threesome.
practice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's it's the same question you asked me earlier. I'm not 100% sure. I need to find out.
Okay.
I
All right,
want to write
cool.
these questions down so I can.
All right.
I'm gonna write them down now.
Yeah, so it was the private matchmaking. Um, what else was it?
Yeah, what was the other question you had? I'm gonna
I
write all of these
forgot
down.
actually. Let me see, because I think I wrote them down.
Yeah, you probably wrote them down. And then I'm obviously reading the chat, and there's going to be questions there. Feel free to ask the questions, especially about things
Oh,
like that.
the other one was is rec matchmaking.
Rec matchmaking.
Yeah, it's
Well,
rec matchmaking.
it's both rec and 3-on-3 program.
Yeah. Oh yeah, are they both matchmaking? That'd
Yeah,
be interesting as
that's the
well.
same question. There was another
Yeah.
question you had too. People are asking about. I talked about small forwards in my last stream. We are aware of that. Like we're gonna. That's easily nerfable. So we took a lot of feedback from the demo, and we're gonna be obviously adjusting that kind of stuff. Because I don't know about you. Did you build any small forwards in the demo?
I did not. I'm a point guard fan.
Yeah, I got you.
So.
Well, the small forwards, it was a little bit of a struggle. Like, especially the taller you made them, the worse they got. Like, which
Oh yeah.
is
That should
not
only
good.
be for like guards, not
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking at that for sure.
Someone asked, how long does it take to get the highest rep?
I mean, that's the real grind this year, right? Like,
Right.
that's what you're really going for. It's a lot like how it used to be in 17, right? Like, and previous years. You got to put in a lot of hours, but you get rewarded heavily on that. So people wanted park rep back, and I'm glad to say that it is back.
Yeah. Someone else asked about mascots. Are the heights fixed on mascots?
Yeah,
Um.
that's what I wanted to ask. Mascot height.
I-
I remember they were shorter before, so we'll get back to you on the mascot height. What else are we asking about?
Someone asked, is there double rep
Hairstyles.
weekends? There is double rep weekend, right? I'm sure you
I'm
guys
sorry. What's
have
that?
that back.
What was the
Double
question?
rep weekend?
Yeah, well, I'm sure we're gonna do a lot of like
Yeah. Double.
double
Yeah.
reps, triple rep, but it'll be based on something, and you'll also get rewarded more for event-based stuff. Like we talked about, I don't want to get into specific events, but there's a few that like you have an opportunity within the event to up your own double, triple, quadruple. Like so, I think
Right.
it's gonna be really interesting. The more you win in certain events, the more your double ratio goes up.
Right. Just for confirmation, because everybody keeps asking, there's no affiliations, correct?
No, I said that earlier. So affiliations divide the park. So
Yeah.
that wasn't something that we wanted to do in this year's game. We couldn't do
Okay.
it.
Cool.
Yeah,
Let
somebody
me
said, "Who
see.
cares if the parks are divided?" The thing is, like, that was something we learned from 2K18, right? Like, people walking
Mhm.
around in these massive neighborhoods where it wasn't
Yeah.
in these condensed things. You can't find anybody. It's kind of
Can
a
barely get into games. Yeah.
so the important thing is building a foundation within that town square, and then obviously the design differences that we had this year and the new events and all of that stuff. We're building on a foundation. It's cool because we can continue to kind of build and evolve that.
Oh, someone else also wanted me to ask you. You said in your previous streams that you could completely respect your whole mob player. What does that mean? Are you
That
allowed to
means you
talk about
can
that yet?
completely take your my player and start him over as a new position you build and not give up VC to do so,
Oh,
which
nice,
is huge.
nice,
Did you
nice.
hear the
Yeah,
other
that is
thing?
huge.
The other big news that I mentioned really quickly in my stream last time was clothes are transferable between all
Hmm.
players. So that
Now,
that one's
is
big.
park rep transferable as well?
Yeah, that was something I meant to ask. Let me
Okay,
find out.
cool.
I believe so, but I don't want to be wrong, which is why I write all this stuff down.
Sweet. So you can only so really you don't have to spend VC on multiple players now. You could just really make one.
You correct, and I mean people that hate spending VC. That's a massive thing for them. Um, we talked about I talked about delaying in my last broadcast. It's something that the team is like knocking out certain causes for it. So they
Hmm.
definitely have eliminated some, but I don't want to say they've eliminated all because until the game is live in the wild, I mean, people figure out new ways to glitch and delay our game every single year. So,
Yeah,
and that doesn't go for our game; that goes for every video
every
game on the
game.
planet.
Yeah. Um, you mentioned that clothes are transferable through all players. If you win like a tournament event, does that get transferred to all players too? Like a limited boost?
Sorry, what was the question? One more time.
So so you mentioned that clothes transfer to all your players
Yep,
this year.
yep.
Now, does that fall as well as to park events? Like if you win a park event and you get like a limited boost, does that tie
Good
into?
question. Park event wins transferring between players. Okay. I don't know. That one probably not, but
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right. Cool.
This is great because you can ask me a bunch of questions. The community's asking me a bunch of questions. I will
Yeah.
take all these questions, send an email right after this broadcast, and then do a broadcast either later or probably later this week and get all of those questions clarity on them. Because
Cool.
here's the struggle when we release a trailer without a blog, especially one that was released before we were ready. Um, it's all of these questions. There's a lot going on in that trailer, and
Yeah.
so there's a lot of these minutia details which we will obviously need to answer, have answered, that need to come out. So if you guys are just joining me, first of all, thank you, Mario. I'm annoying
Yes,
to
sir.
join us. We're going to talk about next week a little bit in a second too. But if you guys are just joining, please drop me a follow. As the game gets closer, I'll be doing giveaways for the game. I'll be doing giveaways for a variety of things: my team cards, clothing, real life clothing, a lot of stuff. So please drop me a follow. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Another thing I was gonna ask you is there any more trailers for the upcoming game?
Well, there's always Momentous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have Momentous. We still have another feature to announce that I've been
Ooh,
talking about.
nice.
So it's I said this on my broadcast the other day, and you can talk about it however you see fit. But this feature is kind of not based on our launch. So like think about Park After Dark, right? A few
Yeah.
years ago, Park After
Mm-hmm.
Dark, we released the trailer after the game came out, and
Right. Yeah, you did.
it was because we didn't do Park After Dark on the day. Like Park After Dark was an event that was in the future. This
Yeah.
thing, this new feature, is sort of like that in that it's not something that will hit the first day, but when you see it and when you understand it, I think it's going to be something that people play probably as much as any other mode in our game.
Nice.
So we're going to have a
Can
little
you
news on that next week.
could you give us hints? Like, is it park related, pro am related, or?
I think it's. I mean, it's kind of new. It's based on your player, like everything, mostly every new thing in our game outside of my
Okay.
team. So it's based on that a little bit, but it's kind of new. It's something that I don't think people are. I think people will be surprised.
Cool. Are daily spins back in the game as well for like stage? You know how
I
you used to spin the
believe
wheel?
so. Yeah, I don't know why it was.
Cool.
I'm surprised it wasn't in the trailer.
Okay. Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Let's see what other trailers. There's the TV spot next week. There's the Momentous trailer. We always have the 2K countdown. So this last 7 days, we always have a bit of news every single day. So but that starts like Saturday, doesn't it? Um,
Yeah.
Man, we're 9 days away. So speaking of which, obviously next week the game drops. Um, where are you going to be when you have to play it the first time? Like, what have you mapped this thing out? Like, what's the plan?
I'm gonna be straight in the park. As soon as it comes out, I'm going straight to the park. I'm upgrading my player with VC, and I'm going straight to the park. I'm gonna
Gotcha.
be on there all day on the two score. You know, I like the two score, so I'm also gonna try the 3v3 program as well. I want to test that out too. So,
Yeah, nice. Somebody just
um,
asked somebody just asked something back, and I wanted to answer, and now I missed it. You see
I was,
short shorts in the trailer? Yes, you do.
yeah. Someone else asked, are there any new hairstyles in the full game? Because in the
Yeah,
demo,
I
you only
put
get to.
hairstyles in my note. I know that they were limited in the demo, but I think that was on purpose. I imagine there's a lot more hairstyles
Okay, cool.
in the game. I mean, even last year there was more hairstyles. I would be very shocked if we pulled any of those out unless they were just not working for whatever reason.
Yep. And someone else asked, is my face gonna be scanned in? We get our face scans next year, right?
Yeah,
All right, cool, cool, cool.
you're talking about your scan
Yeah,
from last year.
yeah. My
Yeah,
scan from last year. All right, cool.
yep. You will have your scan. Probably. I mean, Constant should have hit you up for your gamer tag on both consoles, and that's why. If he hit you up
Yeah.
about that, that's what he wanted. That's what we're
All
doing.
right, cool. Someone asked, can we put our jersey over our hoodies?
Uh, jersey. Let me ask about that. Jersey over hoodies. I'll find out.
I also saw that we get to make custom shirts again. The in the trailer it showed that it said that it was called I forgot what the feature was actually called, but let me see. I actually wrote it down. There was a feature in there. I think it's called My Style.
My style.
That yeah,
Where?
that
Oh, I
allows
didn't
you.
see that. My style. No, my style
Yeah,
might just be. So we announced those fashion brands that we're working with back at ComplexCon. So there's a
yeah,
ton more clothing in the game,
yeah.
um, but not a customization thing because that created a lot of legal issues. But I'm looking for this my style thing. But I mean, we're gonna have so many clothes in there, and it's from all your favorite brands. It should be pretty cool, and we're going to continue to grow that as well. I mean, last year we had Don C and Jerry Lorenzo, Viragon. You see the spray ground backpack,
Yeah.
backpacks. What about backpacks in the game? That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
backpacks in the game. That's very. I'm actually very excited about that. Do you know if we have any, if we can customize those? Like, is there any way possible that we can make like our own design of the backpacks, or is it just
I
specifically
I
spray ground?
I wonder if that's one of the rep things. I would not be surprised.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing: as this rep grows, like there are so many more things we can reward now. I mean, since we had park rep in our game a couple years ago, this game has changed so much in terms of what we can prize out and
right.
how big this thing has gotten. So I would not be surprised.
Yeah,
This Halloween
yeah,
thing makes me laugh every single time.
yeah. The Halloween theme is nice, and I'm sure you guys. Are there any new Halloween clothes this year, or is it the same standard like the googly glasses? You know, people
For
wanted that
sure. I mean,
back.
like I said, there's a ton more clothing. Period. So I'd be surprised if there wasn't more funny stuff to build on that.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. One thing that I asked about this at the event as well as a report button. Do you guys have anything to stop like the cheaters and delaying and stuff like that?
Reporting. Let me note that
Yeah,
down. I've seen that note a couple times, so I'm writing that down. I wish I was on camera so people could see me typing away.
yeah.
Report.
I can confirm that he's writing down these
Community able
questions,
to
y'all.
report to report. Oh, you can see me.
No, no. Well, I can see you, yeah, because of Skype.
Oh.
That's
So
why I
wait,
said
am
I
I
think it's
supposed
the
to go
Skype
on
camera.
OBS first and then Skype? It's usually this
Yeah,
way.
I think you are. Yeah.
Should
Or
I
you could
try?
just you could deactivate your Skype camera and just activate your camera on the stream. So
That's let's
if
see.
you like hide your camera on the Skype and
Yeah.
then go to your OBS and then
Well,
click
the problem is
activate
I
or
need to do that because it grabs your feed from my other monitor. That's how I do it. So unfortunately, I I, I wonder if I did the order wrong. But anyway, who cares? Yeah, everybody knows what I look like.
yeah.
Community able to report um, delayers, issue, and exploiters.
And do backpacks have any features to it or is it just for looks?
Uh, you'll have to see. I mean,
Oh man.
we have to give it some function, so should
All
be
right,
cool.
cool, cool, cool.
Let's see what it's. Can we? You want to hide the rep? What? So just so I'm clear, next G, you're asking. You want to have the option to hide what rep you are, so people don't like
Um
hide from you.
that some people they kind of hide their rep just to make sure that it's basically the opposite of
So
leaderboards.
people don't
Yeah.
run from them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So people don't run from me
You
from
know
the
what's
park.
funny? We're doing that for VIP influencers
Okay. Oh
because
yeah. That's
the
nice.
problem is then you can never get a game with those guys.
Yeah.
So
What about not even just rep, even overall. Like sometimes people see you're 99 and they don't want to play you, but that doesn't really show in the park now that
well,
park rep is back.
this year there'll be more. Well, I don't know about more 99s, but there'll be a lot more 95 pluses, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it shows it though when you have rep. Like,
Right.
I think now we're showing rep. I'll look into seeing if there's ways to hide that stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of people they can't get into games and stuff like that. Someone else asked about high rollers. Do you know any information about high rollers, or
Yeah,
is that like an event as
I
well?
actually wrote that one down already. So the question with high rollers is, do you get rep from it?
Yeah, do you get rep from it? And how does jackpot work this year? Does it work the same where it's based off just luck?
Uh, is Jack but based on luck. Okay, I'm writing them all down. I'm gonna
All
get
right,
answers
cool.
to every single one of these questions, and then I'll
All
do a
right.
stream. Either Thursday, Friday, and
Someone else asked, is Mountain Dew coming back?
is Mountain Dew coming back? Oh,
Yeah, for unlimited boost, basically.
the I don't think it's Mountain Dew because
It's
Mountain Dew
Ruffles, right?
isn't an NBA sponsor anymore. I don't believe.
Uh,
But it could be another partner. It could be another brand.
Right. But there is definitely unlimited boost in the game, though, correct? Or ways that you can earn it.
I'm sure it's based on an event, but unlimited
Uh,
boost from event. Yeah, I won't be able to tell you what event probably, but I'll find out if it is associated with some event.
okay, it's cool, cool,
So,
cool.
so again, somebody's asking, are pie charts fully customizable or preset like the demo? It's somewhere in the middle. There are more pies. There are more archetypes generally, but it's a totally different UI than user interface than you guys saw in the demo. So more to that as we get closer. Can you reset record? Why would you want to reset your record? I mean, I know why you'd want to reset your record, but why would we want to let you reset your record?
Someone said, tell us about the ramen place.
Oh, people saw that, huh? Maybe you can go get some ramen. No, like I said, I mean, people are saying, oh, it's still a square, blah, blah, blah. The square thing is a good thing. Now, how we build on the square is the thing that's important.
Right.
And I'm really excited about some of these park rep awards. There's one that I saw today. I'm like, that is going to make people so happy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. And you know what? One of the big notes is, can we follow up with the actual rewards? Now, we won't show everyone. By the way, somebody
Yeah.
keeps asking, does it stop at Elite 3? No, there's Legend, obviously.
Yeah.
So we do go beyond Elite 3.
Yep. And you also said that there's a lot of surprise in the awards as well, correct?
Yeah, I think people are going to be really thrilled about that. Like I said, the game itself has grown so much um, with things that have happened in the neighborhood and in the park and all the other online modes, rec and whatnot. So I think that there's a lot more we can reward. So I think people will be really happy about that.
Someone else asked, with the season changing parks, are you allowed to throw snowballs?
We'll have to see.
And someone else also asked about Rebirth. That's a good question. You know what Rebirth was last year? It was the at like 95 overall. It was
Yeah,
basically an
wasn't it
award.
93? Was 93, right?
No, it was a little bit later. I think it was 95.
Okay, I
Or I
thought it
think
was
it was
93. But it doesn't matter. Whatever.
yeah,
Yeah. So you were able to rebirth, and then you'd have all your max badges, right?
right.
Um, I believe. Well, because it's different this year. I mean, you're not gonna have rebirth at 95 to get max badges with all the specking. I don't think so. It wouldn't make any sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So because you can respec the rebirth thing is kind of redundant.
Someone else asked about mascot prices. Are they still the same, like 100,000? Or
I don't know how much they are, but
okay.
let's see you get to mascot before you worry about that first.
And
I
what
mean,
about
all the
VC?
rewards later on are so cool, and by that time, people complained about how much mascots and stuff cost. If you played enough to get to that level, you were probably accruing that
A
much
VC.
VC
Yeah, that's
anyway,
true. That's
right?
true. Yeah.
And at that point, it was all earned anyway. And the other
Yeah.
thing is, we're saving you a lot of VC because the clothes transfer, you can
Mm-hmm.
respec, so on and so forth. So
Mm-hmm.
I think
You can
people
also
should be
save a lot
really
of
happy. Like
VC.
people that were upset about how much VC they spent. I think you guys have a lot of reasons to be happy. Hold on 1 sec. Let me let the phone go. Sophie, you need to stop. No, we're not.
High stakes back.
Oh, sorry.
He said that there's probably gonna be an event like that.
There's probably what?
There's gonna be an event like High Rollers.
Yeah, somebody said
Oh,
double
Yeah.
double takeover. I mean,
Yeah.
double all of the
Now
stuff. Rep.
there's no double takeover. Michael Wing already confirmed that.
Well, I'm just saying there's going to be double rep events for sure, and
Oh,
things of
okay,
that
cool,
things of that
cool.
nature.
Sweet.
Any negatives to respec? The only negative that I could think of naturally with respecing, like a lot of games do this, they charge you for respecing. We don't do that, so I can't think of another what would be a negative. I'm sure somebody will find a negative somewhere, but yeah, I can't think of any as of
Yeah.
now.
I actually see your shoe collection in the background. I was gonna ask you about the kicks in NBA 2K20. Are
Oh
there
yeah,
any new additional kicks this year, like
yeah. We
Yeezys or
actually
anything?
we actually have a couple slated for early release.
Sweet.
Um, I mean, we'll have some new ones in there from day one, and
Okay.
then we'll have um, some additional ones like. I mean, the obvious one was probably Greek Freak, right? Like,
Yeah. Are
we're
you
gonna
able
have.
to customize your sneakers this year?
Well, you could do that before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
All right. Cool. Cool. Cool.
What other questions do we got out? Somebody's asking about quick draw. All everything that you guys saw in the demo, we were looking at that feedback. Like we have all the data on how many people used a certain badge and how popular that badge was. So we're gonna get a pretty good idea and probably make some adjustments to things. With all these new badges, every time you add a lot of new stuff, you have to kind of see the community feedback and then kind of deal with it.
Yeah. Also, one
So
more thing on the park events.
yes.
Do you have to be with your squad and go to the little hoodie thing where you press X again, or does it just change automatically this time? Because with certain events like Ruffles, you would have to go to like the very top, and yeah, you would have to be with your squad and hit the X button for all three of you guys to enter. Or will it just be a thing where it just changes in the park this year?
I
You-
actually don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so
I
like
remember
when
the
it
event. So in Ruffles, you would go
yeah, it
as a
would go like
squad.
a tunnel. Yeah, it was like a little tunnel you had to
Yeah,
go through. But
yeah.
with Reese's would change on its own for a double rep.
Pieces would change on its own.
Yeah, like it would
But was
change
that
from
because it was private matchmaking? That you went through the tunnel?
nah, the tunnel. Oh yeah, it was matchmaking. Yeah, it was. So are those events gonna
That's
be
probably
matchmaking?
why. When you go through a tunnel, it's probably
Matchmaking, yeah.
matchmaking.
Is it gonna
And
be matchmaking this year on events as well?
I think it depends on the event.
Okay,
I think
okay,
there will be some events that are and some events that weren't.
okay,
That
cool,
aren't.
cool, cool.
Somebody was asking, can my players wear masks? That's an interesting question because there are some new uh, gear for your head that I think people are going to be super stoked about. And there's one in particular that's going to drop within 3 weeks of the game being out that I think people are just going to lose their minds over. There's a lot of like new accessories. I think you're going to see crazier outfits in the neighborhood than ever before. Star icon again. We're actually adding more icons um, for to separate influencers. I mean, by the end of the year last year, I don't know if you saw this, Mario, but like there were a lot of like NFL players that were in the game, and they had a star icon, and
Oh,
then there was
word. Oh yeah,
Quavo.
yeah, yeah,
Then there was
yeah.
Quavo who had a star icon, and it's like, how do I know the difference between Quavo and some offensive lineman in the NFL, right? So
Yeah, that's sweet, sweet, sweet. So you guys are gonna have that star like status again?
we will, but we'll also have other logos, so you guys will see a lot more people that you know out there.
Yeah. What about VIP this year? Is that an award or is that something that's only
Somebody just
for?
asked a really good question. Is your my court close enough to the park game where you can practice your jump shot? Let me add that one. Sorry, what were you gonna ask, Mario?
Um, I actually forgot. It
Sorry.
was actually a good question. Nah, I forgot. It's all right. Um, oh, I was asking about VIP. It was VIP.
Yeah,
Is VIP a thing for only streamers and YouTubers this year, or is it a thing where people can actually achieve as a rep award?
I believe it's one of the higher end rep awards, but
Okay,
it's also
cool.
available to um, the some streamers and some celebrity influencers, NBA players, etc. Because let's be honest, if Kevin Durant shows up to Rucker, you know, it's not like Kevin Durant's sitting around waiting to play a game, right?
Yeah.
You're letting Kevin Durant off of that thing. It's a lot
Yeah.
like it was last year. Like, if I jump onto the neighborhood, it's I'm gonna be able to like get on somebody's spot if I need it.
Yeah.
But we
See.
don't give that to everyone. Obviously, we give it to people who are responsible.
Right. 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 Another issue with the VIP actually last year was that some people were able to take people off streaks. Is that gonna happen this year as well, or do you guys kind of fix that problem?
The streaks,
Yeah. So basically, for instance, I had VIP last year,
yeah,
and if somebody was on a 100 game win streak, I was able to take them off of it,
yeah,
off the home court.
yeah.
Or that,
You want to bar it from streaks, is what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah,
I know that's messed up. I get what you're
yeah.
saying.
Is there a way we can restrict that?
Restrict VIPs. Yeah, I'll get on that. Restrict.
At least nothing past 10.
That's funny. I'll make that note. That's a good call. Um, the rewards for people who hit 99 and 19. Well, now, remember the grind. This is from Gamer Rose. The grind this year is not the 99 anymore. It's the Legend and Park. So I
Yeah.
imagine that there will be real life rewards for people who hit Legend in 20. Um, for people who hit 99 and 19, the first, I think it was like 100, 150, got some shoes and a jersey, I believe. Um, those people will get their, if they haven't got their rewards yet, they're probably coming soon. What is the PS4 Pro situation? I don't know what that is.
Oh, so
That was the other
basically,
thing we talked about, the streak, being able to see streaks while you're in a streak, on a streak.
yeah, the PS4 Pro situation, people were saying that there was an issue with frames, with the framework in the neighborhood with a PS4, and people actually reverted back to the PS4 Slim because the game is less, or the frames work properly on the PS4 Slim than
I'll have
the Pro.
again looked into PS4 Pro. Um, frame rate.
Yeah,
It was the Pro that had the frame rate stuff, right?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Someone said, "Is there gonna be any cross-platform playing?" Um, we want my team. We want my
No, I talked
teams.
about that before. It's not as simple in our game. It's an eventual goal, and maybe you know when consoles shift to the next generation, perhaps, but not for 2K, not for 2K20, and who knows when the consoles are going to shift. Hopefully next year, maybe the year after. We shall see.
Right. Yeah, I think we pretty much answered almost every question.
Yeah. Um, there's other. Let's see if there's other good questions.
Someone asked new tattoos. That's a good one.
I'm looking into haircuts and tattoos. Maybe I'll see if I can figure out a screenshot to put out there.
Do you know anything about the VC prices?
I believe they're pretty much the same. And again, I mean, the savings is going to come on the fact that you don't have to build a lot of
Right.
new stuff.
New
And
players. Yeah.
yeah, and in my team, there's a lot more content and even more than last year. So I think people, if you felt fine about VC last year, I think you'll feel better about it this year.
Yeah.
Do rags? What's the question? I'm sure there'll be do rags at some point. Maybe not first day, but short shorts in rec and pro am. We've heard you, so hopefully that's something. Um, yeah, somebody asked about. Mario asked me earlier about does 5v5 pro am or 3v3 pro am get park
Get
rep?
park
I'm
right.
gonna get
Yeah.
back to you guys about that.
Did it get park rep in 2K. What was it? 2K17.
Somebody's asking about
I
suits.
think it
It's
did.
2K17. What about it? Did
Did 2K17 Pro Am get park rep?
I don't believe so,
Okay.
and I think that annoyed people. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'll get to the bottom of that.
Cool.
Does Rec Center have Got Next spots? The Rec Center is not built for Got Next, unless I'm misunderstanding the question.
Oh, it's basically the same question I asked you. Is rec center matchmaking, or is it gonna be back like the old 2K15 rec, where you walk in, hop on a got next spot, stuff like that?
That wasn't really Rec. That was like that was yeah. Rec has become Pro Am, really, right?
Yes, yeah. It's become pro am, so it's really matchmaking now, right?
Yeah,
Because
I think it's
that's how
matchmaking.
it's been for the past, I
Yeah,
believe, 3 years.
I don't think that's going back. At least not in
Yeah.
that mode.
Okay.
Can you wear your own clothes in Rec? Um, I don't think you were able to last year, so I don't
Yeah,
see
it's
why you.
just the jerseys.
Well, I'll find out. Own clothes in Rec. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna get all these questions answered, and then my next stream is gonna be lit.
Someone else asked, can you change clothes on the park spot,
Well,
on the got next
so
spot?
interesting, right? What's
Mhm.
maybe something to do with the backpack? Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Oh man.
So people are asking again about the mascots' heights. That's in my list. I'm gonna see what the deal there is. I know that they were a little short the last time we had mascots. So, do you need 5 for Pro Am? The answer is no, not anymore. You can play 3-on-3 Pro Am. You can play it outside. That is massive. When I saw that the first time, I was like, that is gonna make so many people happy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and it's the same, leaderboards, all that stuff. It's
Yeah,
just
so Prime does have a leaderboard, correct?
yeah,
Is it is
it's
it
always had
um
leaderboards.
is it separated from 5v5 and 3v3, or is it all in one?
I believe so, but I'm not 100%. I'll find out.
Uh, and Porter Boy asked about Elite Socks. If we can make Elite Socks available all year.
All year,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna do. I mean, you know how we do with the clothes. Like, it's all about drops. So you want to make sure that you get in when the drops are happening. Is the rep
Ronnie
up
is the
speed the
yeah.
same for everyone? Well, I guess I don't completely understand the question because. Uh,
Oh, I get what he's saying. Okay, so basically he's talking about guards and centers. Like, is
yeah.
it quicker to rep up as a center, or is it quicker to rep up as a guard, or is it about the same?
I mean,
Because in previous
we're trying to balance that as much as possible and make it about the
Okay,
same.
cool.
99 is going to be much easier to get this year, but the real grind begins with
In the park.
park rep,
Yeah.
and that's what you guys want to get behind. No t-shirt booth, but there's a whole bunch of clothing brands that are coming. Make goggles available all year. Again, a lot of this stuff is drops, guys. Make sure to. One thing that we needed to do a better job of, and I was talking to the team about this today, is communicate on all channels, including social, like when things are available that are limited runs. So goggles is one. People want goggles, but well, I mean, we do rerun, reopen availability of stuff, but like not enough. But you have your chance to get them in those windows. We just need to do a better job of communicating them, and that's what going on the live stream and all of that's about. We can talk about that kind of stuff, and you'll be in the know because the rest of the community will tell you.
Someone else asked, how many exclusive clothes will you be getting at launch? Or how many exclusive clothes will be available at launch?
How many exclusive clothes will be
Uh,
available at
yeah,
launch?
like limited items basically. When the game comes out, will there be any limited items available, or does that start in the
Oh no,
in the middle?
we'll have new clothing on day one
Okay.
from some brands that you saw at Comic Con, but then we're gonna have kind of maybe twice a month, maybe more, maybe less, week long drops of some of your favorite designers' clothing.
Okay. Someone else
Make sure to
asked.
get them then, and then, you know, don't
Yeah.
don't miss out on that stuff.
Someone else asked, is there gonna be a double bar for rep for park rep, or is
Double.
it all single bars?
I'm pretty sure it's this. Yeah, that was something that really annoyed everybody last year, and there is no double bar. I mean, it's a grind towards that. There wasn't a double. It's think of it much more like what it was in 2K16 and 17.
17. Okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out about park rep and rec rep, and if all of those things gonna work together, I'm gonna find that out and get back to you guys.
Sweet.
You know, if you were here, Mario, I'd have you pick out a piece of clothing from my backpack of giveaway clothes, and we could give it away to a community member. Maybe I could just do it by myself.
Yeah. Or we just do it at launch.
Yeah, we could do it at launch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So next week, don't tell them where the launch event is, but
Okay.
looking forward to it. I'm sure.
Yep. When is the launch event? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The launch event. Can we
Do
tell
you
them the day? I mean,
do you know
it's
when launch is? Because it's
yeah. It's the
similar
same day.
answer. It's a similar answer. No, I mean that's actually not an unfair question. We've done quote unquote launch events. Uh,
Yeah,
2
true. We've
weeks
done it
before
early before. Yeah, that's true.
the neighborhood event a couple years ago with the bus tour. That was so cool. Last year, the Travis concert. That was I think the last day of August.
So speaking about launch, is NBA 2K20 going to be a worldwide release, or do people from different time zones get it early and people from different time zones get later?
Well, I mean, you can buy the game whenever you want, but
Okay.
but um, the game will go. The servers will turn on at one central time, which I can't talk about yet, and
Okay.
the game will be released at one certain time based on where you live.
Okay.
So
So do you also know if there's a region lock this year? Because last year, like the first week, I believe, there was a region lock to where if you were American, you can play with people, or if you were from America, you can play with people who are from England
yeah,
and etc.
I think we were doing that at the beginning because we wanted to limit and test some stuff. I think we feel comfortable where that won't be the case, but I mean,
Okay.
we'll have to see. Like you never. The other problem was last year at the beginning of the year, the Australian servers were messed up, and
Yeah.
was it Australia or was it some other region in the Eastern Hemisphere? But
I think it was like New Zealand or something like that.
yeah, it was New Zealand and Australia, and so we had to do some tweaks there. But people were jumping in from the America server to go to Australia
Yeah,
and
yeah,
really
yeah,
getting screwed over. So that's why you don't do that stuff. You should just stay in your region and as much as you can. Obviously,
yeah.
West Coast East Coast is challenging because I have friends in New York and
Mm-hmm.
people play West Coast East Coast all the time. Does records show in the beginning of the games? That has always been the case. I would imagine it's still the same. Or are you just asking if it's just rep only? You tired, Mario?
Um, a little bit, yeah.
You ready for this game to come out? I get it.
Yeah, I'm ready for the grind. I'm preparing myself to fix my sleeping schedule. So,
I mean, you got to get ahead of it. Start sleeping now.
yeah.
Oh man, I appreciate the time. I know you're a busy man, especially this time of year. We all are, I guess. But hopefully you enjoyed today's trailer. Hopefully you enjoyed the
I
broadcast.
did.
Let's do it again right when the game launches. Let's do another broadcast.
Yeah, I'm down for sure, and I appreciate you for answering all the questions, and I appreciate you for having me. So,
Yeah, always good. Mario, I'm annoying. You can follow him on social media. Twitter's Mario HTXX, right? That's right.
correct.
And then
Hmm.
on Twitch at I'm annoying one.
Well, I
So
changed it actually. It's actually just twitch.tv/annoying.
oh well,
So
you made
yeah,
it
I got
you
the
made
I
it
got the
easier.
original name now.
Nice, very good. All right, man. Good to see you. I'll see you
Yeah.
next week. And we'll talk then.
I appreciate you, Ronnie.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna drop annoying, and hopefully that means my video will come back, and then we can stay going for a little bit. That's my Skype from people I've Skyped before. That's my desktop. See if we get the main camera working again. Why is my camera not working? Lame. Very lame. Must be because... Can I close Skype and then maybe it'll work? Huh. That's so weird. Oh well. It doesn't work. That's okay. I can do my best to talk. Maybe in a little bit I'll reboot the stream and maybe I'll play a game, but I'm probably gonna eat a little bit because I haven't ate in a few hours, and then maybe I'll come back and stream some more in a bit. But I could keep it going for a few more minutes. I went through a lot of questions, so I'm gonna go over them and make sure that you guys that are tuning in now know what I'm going to be asking and to see if there's anything else. So the list is: are rec and 3-on-3 really 5-on-5 or rec or 3-on-3, sorry, one more time, 5-on-5 and 3-on-3 pro-am, are they private matchmaking? I sort of answered that. I'm pretty sure that they are. Mascot height, hairstyles and tattoos. Is park rep transferable between players? Park events wins transfer between events. My guess is, well, I don't want to guess. Jerseys over hoodies, or actually, yeah, jerseys